Hey guys, happy Thursday. Coming to you today with a very, very special guest, friend of mine, ex-client, but also someone that I look up to, and someone that I just want to have a great conversation with, not so much about what him and I did together, but things that he has done in his career, in his profession, but the importance of being an entrepreneur. So I'm gonna wait for my buddy William to come on. And William, okay, here we go. I can add you in. All right. And we're just gonna have a nice little conversation. There he is.
What's up, Scotty?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I got too much chest showing. Hold on.
That's okay. I got mine covered up.
There we go.
Good to see you. Well, first,
I'm waiting to see this guest you were just talking about. That sounds like a pretty cool cat.
About you, but I first wanted to say congratulations on the Patriots making it to another Super Bowl, and obviously you and I talked last year about the Eagles defeating the Patriots, and now the Patriots have 3 straight years. I mean, it's crazy. 3, and this is his 9th Super Bowl. It looks like it could potentially be his 6th victory, which is it's just insane. So, and I'm sure being a longtime Boston everything fan, this must mean a lot to you as well.
Yeah, and consistency, right? I mean, there is a lesson in consistency. And and having a good team, having a good team, being consistent, a good work ethic, and show up every day, right? They have a simple motto: show up, do your job. Yeah. Right? Show up, do your job.
It's really interesting because I started off by congratulating you, but you made such a good point, because any sports team, just like in network marketing or entrepreneurship, you can't do it by yourself. You need to have a team around you, and being on the front line there with your team. Belichick's not on the field, but he is orchestrating everything that's going on the field, through Tom. But also it's trusting the quarterback to make the necessary decisions and play calls to make certain things happening. And I think you said that the biggest thing is consistency, and you can see if you compare the roller coaster ride that the Patriots have been on since 2001, compared to the life of a network marketer and entrepreneur, it's like this. And if you go back, and a lot of people that haven't been following them since 2001, midway through the season, Drew Bledsoe goes down, and Tom Brady was thrusted into this starting role. Was he a rookie or second year at that point?
Second year.
So that was his second year. Only started a handful of games at Michigan, and now he was thrusted into this starting role, and they ran the table, won their first Super Bowl, and that was the birth of the champion. But if you follow things along, people forget that the New England Patriots are still the only team in NFL football history to go 18-0 and then lose the one game they to have the perfect season, because the 72 Dolphins had the perfect season. And I believe back then it was only, I think they went 15 or 16-0 because there was less regular season games, right?
Right. Yes, exactly. But still take nothing away from them. Yep.
And again, you would, that's such heartbreak and heartache for a team. But again, they bounced back. They won another Super Bowl. And then there was some, Tom blew his knee out and had to, obviously, Castle came in and took over the team for a little while. And you can take the journey of Tom Brady and the New England Patriots over the last 17 years. 17 years. And out of those 17 years, they've been to 9 Super Bowls and they've won 5 championships. And again, every year in entrepreneurship is different, but you learn from those lessons. So tell people a little bit about yourself, because obviously you're obviously an Army veteran, correct?
Yes.
Father, grandfather, husband, serial entrepreneur. So share a little bit about your story and why it's not a bad thing to like what you do for a profession, for in corporate world or working for someone, but why entrepreneurship, why it is so important to have multiple streams of income, especially in this day and age.
Absolutely. So, so thanks for having me. And as he stated earlier, Scott and I, bonded online. And here's an amazing thing, right? We respect each other, and I respect anyone that has chosen marketing as their field, regardless of the vendor that they represent. That should be the last thing people really get into it. We respect that profession.
Yeah.
So, and then I really liked Scott, became a client, learned a lot about LinkedIn with him, and it's just been, and plus, with the ball.
We have the same haircut, absolutely.
Same barber. And before I venture on, I wanted the rematch. You guys had the Saints on the ropes, man.
I know. No, we took the foot off the gas just a little bit, and the Saints are a good team. I truly believe the better team did not. We did not win that game. We were playing better that game.
Absolutely. Had him on the ropes. 14-zip. I was like, okay, here we go. It's like in the cards. Yeah. Here we go. The rematch is coming.
Yeah, Alshon catches that ball, with 2 minutes left. You're on the 15-yard line with all your timeouts. Yeah. It's a different ball game. But absolutely, you learn from your mistakes and you don't give up. You keep moving forward.
You keep right. You keep moving forward. So I grew up in Massachusetts, right? Small town, Newburyport, and immediately upon graduating high school, I went in the service and did 6 years in the Army, and I learned, and that's when I first, believe it or not, started, because that's essentially what we consider my first job, being in the military. So if there's to me personal experience, right, and to be an entrepreneur, you are definitely have you have to have self-confidence or learn it, or personal development. It's big, right? So I'm thankful for the military because they taught me discipline. That's where I first learned discipline. To this day, I'm generally out of bed first, but as soon as my wife comes out of bed, she's out there in the kitchen, I run in and make the bed. I just can't help it. It's just, it's a discipline thing. So, but what I didn't like about the service was the fact that they rewarded on time in service and not on personal accomplishments. Or so somebody was in the service 5 years, they had a higher rank than you, even though you felt that the Army doesn't want to hear, and here is probably why most of us become entrepreneurs, myself included, because I stink at working for someone else, because in my head I'm like, we could do this better, but right. The Army doesn't want to hear from an 18-year-old.
Done better. Right. Well, it's called being psychologically unemployable, which a lot of people are. It's just you're just not there.
Absolutely. So I get out, of the service, and the circumstances just worked out in my favor, where there was an opportunity, and this has happened a couple of times in my life. So I'm a young man out of the service, and there in my small hometown, there's a laundromat for sale, right? And so I'm like, okay, let's do this. And my gift has always been to have vision, right? Don't see what's right in front of you. See the vision. That's why I'm always telling people, see long term, right? If not this, what? And if not now, when? But don't focus on tomorrow, next, right? Have a vision, set your goals. And I love to people have, short-term goals, long-term vision, because when they don't listen, there'll be a time when you don't make your short-term goals. I want to do this by then, but that should have no effect. That's why you have to have short-term goals and a long-term vision. Because I didn't make this month's goal does not change my long-term vision of what I want there. You just readjust your goals and keep heading towards that vision. So I buy this laundromat, and it's, you know, it's open from whatever 7 in the morning till 7 at night, and I'm like, well, I'm still paying rent on this building, and I have these machines 12 hours doing nothing. So I run out and buy restaurant linens and hire a girl and get some restaurant contracts so I'm out, you know, 24/7. So, you know, built that up, sold it. I definitely, in my younger days, I got better, but in my younger days, I definitely had the shiny, you know, we'll get into it, like I do acting now, and I think the acting is the perfect career for somebody with ADD because you get to be one character for 6 months and then go be another one, right? So built that business up, got it to where, you know, bought it, and then, you know, then got into restaurants and real estate. But when I say restaurants and real estate, really my love was always marketing, right? Even in the laundromat, I was, you know, I wasn't doing laundry, folding laundry, but I was out getting new contracts and stuff like that. And the restaurant, that's funny that I've owned restaurants, but I can't cook macaroni and cheese. But okay, and there's even a lesson in there, right? Stay in your lane, right? You like, I am not organized. My wife is amazing, right? Like I will say to her, what do I have today? You know,
Right.
so so I know, right? So I hired a great chef, right? Because I'm great with in the front of the house with the people, you know, making sure that you know that the people are having a good time. So, but what, and I loved marketing. I love and understand that marketing and sales are really two different things,
Yeah.
right? I love marketing. I love finding a problem and solving it, right? And you know, and even probably my quickest restaurant ownership ever, right? I walk into a place and had breakfast every day, and this gentleman's like, "Hey, you know, he's having a bad day, owner, operator." I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "I am so tired of this business, blah, blah, I'd sell it right now for 10 grand. I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yep, are you serious?" "Yep, I'm serious." So I basically bought a restaurant and sold it, you know, like 5 days later for like 35 grand.
Right.
But vision, right? Because he sees only what he's stuck in at the moment. He doesn't, you know, realize what he's had. So so let's see, at probably age 24 or so, I went down to Florida for vacation and stayed. All right, because Massachusetts is, you know, New England, and you know, small town, and everything closes at 1. And I'm 24 years old, 25, just, you know, had a little money in my pocket, went down there and you know, and loved it. Fell in love with Florida, right? The warm winters. In fact, little sidebar, which I'll do sometimes. About 2 weeks ago, I fell on the front stairs, right on my back. It's okay, you know, everything's fine. But as I'm laying on the cold, wet snow of my walk, and my wife comes out and she's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "No, just no, just leave me alone for a second." And she's like, "Do you want me to call an ambulance?" I said, "No." She said, "Who do you want me to call?" I said, "A realtor." Right? 26 years in Florida, I never fell, you know, in Florida. But it was down there, and, you know, interesting story. My whole time down there, I've always been, you know, alpha male with the perception of success. And what I mean by that, I've been successful, but I was working for it, right? I was, you know, 70 hours a week. So, you know, successfully discontent, we call that.
Right.
But no one ever approached me about any type of network or multi-level marketing business at all, because they perceived me as oh, he would never want anything to do with this.
Above all that.
Yeah, he's above all that, right? So I didn't, you know, what, you know, so, you know, I met, you know, my wife and stuff, and then, you know, she was into it and then introduced me to some other people. And I was like, how have I never heard of this before? Right. How this is what you do. Like I told, you know, and I've always loved marketing, right? I did the marketing for my restaurants and my real estate endeavors, and I loved it. Right. So yeah. So, and that's what, you know, brought me into, you know, into now where that is what I do. Right. I market, and like all of us, I only succeed if I can help others, teach others to do what we do. And what an amazing feeling that is. Like in our economy right now, this federal government shutdown, that these people, right, their second paycheck, and there's food banks opening. There's food banks opening
I was
because
I was just going to say that you know, And I constantly talk to people about, whether you work for someone else where they're valuing your time and your worth, and you're never like, it is impossible. I mean, I'm not going to say impossible, but if you're working for a company, you are never going to make the most amount of money that you can potentially make if you're not on your own. But on the same flip, you and I both own businesses where we found out the hard way that that business owns you, and you're typically the first one there and the last one to leave. And then when you're an independent contractor, like I was as a trainer and nutritionist, it was the exchange of the time for the dollars. So if someone hired me, then obviously then I would be able to create the income. And then just like you, it was this other world of network marketing and multi-level marketing and direct sales where we're doing it every day with recommending restaurants and books and movies and vacation spots and purses and lipsticks and pants and shoes. You're just not getting compensated for it. And you hear that all the time, but it's so true. We are natural networkers. And I remember there were two clients that wanted to hire me a few weeks ago, and they couldn't because one was on disability and her disability got cut off because the government shut down, and the other works for the Coast Guard and her pay was shut down. And I said to myself, one, I felt grateful for being in the situation that I'm in, being an entrepreneur, multiple businesses, but two, I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken for those people that entrusted in the company they worked for, and no one ever thought that could happen. But here's what I learned is that you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You don't know what is going to happen. But, and this is something I say to people, when you are the captain of your own ship, you get to decide what direction you're going to go in and who you want on board with you, no matter what storms may arise. The waves are going to get rough. It's not always going to be smooth sailing, but as long as you keep inching forward, you will achieve along the way.
100%, 100%. And, so it's funny because I have like a renewed, since this has happened, I have kind of like a renewed energy, right? Same thing. Because I kind of, the message I've shared with a couple people is that I'm realizing now through their eyes, I'm living through their eyes. When you rely on the government to feed your family, right? That, you have a government job, you've given them the power to starve your family.
Oh.
So, yeah, right. So,
and it's so hard to it's so hard for people to hear that, Oh, yeah, man.
But it's true. So, but you and I, right? We never tell someone, quit your job.
No,
we never say that, right? Don't do that, right? But I love to ask questions, and I would, invite other people. Don't be so busy trying to tell people about what you're doing. Be more, ask questions, right? So, when I'm having a question, questions with someone, just talking to them, because I don't know if we're even going to be fit, if we're even going to be, right? The beautiful spot of where we reach, we get to choose. We all get to choose who we work with, right? And everyone's not for everyone, right? So a question I like to ask people is, okay, so at your point in your career, where you're at right now, tell me what the pinnacle is, right? Tell me what the pinnacle is. So you're now an assistant manager, and the pinnacle for you is regional manager. Well, tell me about what has to take place for that to happen, and basically over the time frame. They said, well, generally in 3 to 5 to 7, 8 years, that person that's regional now, they'll move up to a super district. But I don't have, so 3 to 5 years. First, I'll go manager, and then okay. And then when you reach that pinnacle, what's that salary look like? And it's generally somewhere between 80 and 100, right? So if everything goes your way, right, in 7 years you can be making that 100,000 a year. If everything goes your way, you don't get fired, you don't get sick. Because I love also to share with people that here's a guarantee. There's not many guarantees in life, but one guarantee is your hard is coming.
Yeah.
Right. I've had a couple hards, and they weren't my personal physical me hard, but they were my brother and my father, right? Cancer. So your hard is coming. So who will be there when your hard comes?
Yeah.
Your job, your work? No. You might as well know now that I was fortunate. I got to spend every day of my brother's final 6 weeks of his life with him because of what we do.
Right.
You think your work's going to let you do that? Nope. Is that, so, and if it's a personal hard, is who's going to be there? Work? No. Government? No. So if you're lucky, you can count true friends on one hand, they say, and that's the truth. If you're lucky, you can count your true friends, and they'll be there as much as they can, right? But you need to start to think about that and realize my heart is coming, right? It's coming. So set yourself up with an alternate means of income somehow. And if it is a job, let's say you have a great job, you're very happy, you're making great money, right? Then stop purchasing some real estate or something, but do something.
Yeah, and it's okay to hustle. Like I think people don't understand that, in this day and age, I mean, for as much craziness that's going on right now with the government and the shutdowns, economically, our world has never been more prosperous than it is right now. There are people making a lot of money following their dreams and their goals right now. And the fact is that some people are preconditioned to live their life a certain way by their surroundings, but your past and what others think or feel you should do doesn't have to become your reality. You can create your reality, and just like what you said, having the vision. If there's two books that I can ever recommend to people that are in marketing, that are in sales, that are in direct sales, in network marketing, in entrepreneurship, number one is The Science of Getting Rich. And that was the first book written that led to The Strangest Secret, Think and Grow Rich. All of those other books are from that. And it's about living in creation and how your thoughts actually create your reality. Because when you start thinking about certain things, you build actions around those thoughts, and action is what leads to results. And the other book is Go for No. Because everyone out there that's in marketing, that's in sales, you're trying to get the yes. But if you're going for yes, as soon as you hear no, boom, this is not for me. I am not good at this. This person just said no. But if you reverse it and you go for no, because listen, yes is the destination, but no is the journey. If you have a goal of how many no's that you need to get each week, each day, each month, each year, like I have on my wall right here, a list of, it's got a no column and a yes column. And every day I'm crossing off the no's and the yeses. And the no column is 3 times larger than the yes column right now, because that is normal. So let's talk about this for a second. We're both in alignment. I never say to someone, you know what, fire your boss, quit your job, and go all in with network marketing and I mean, that is just the stupidest advice. The whole firing your boss type thing. No one walks in there and says, I'm done. And then they walk out and they start earning multiple 6 figures a year. If you're going to go all in with network marketing, it's called network marketing, whether it's direct sales, whether it's affiliate marketing, network marketing, or just general entrepreneurship. You got to work your ass off. Nothing is ever handed to you. You have to be in the trenches. You have to be on the front line of building your business. And the average millionaire today, and I think Warren Buffett said this, the average millionaire today has between 3 to 5 sources of income that are coming in. And for me, when someone said to me, Scott, what's your plan B? And I didn't have an answer, it scared me to death, because I realized I had put all my eggs in this one basket, that as soon as if someone cut a hole in that basket and those eggs started dropping out, I didn't know what I would do. So, William, talk about the importance of not going all in with network marketing right away. Eventually, when you can afford to, when that residual income outproduces the trading of time for dollars. But talk about the importance of just adding an extra $500 a month or $1,000 a month, eventually $2,000 a month. What does that actually do for someone? Like, everyone's waiting for their holiday bonus and their year of end raise and all of this stuff, but people can give themselves a raise right away by taking that time that they have available right now and putting into something that they're passionate about. So talk about the importance of multiple streams of income, one being residual.
Yeah. So I'm one of the five. I have five. I have five, right? And one of them is network marketing, right? One is network marketing. The other four are not. So, and now you see anyone that may be bumping into Scott for the first time, why I connect with him. Because, right, we're so, Pat, coaching is so vital, right? So if you're going down your timeline and someone posts a thing, oh, hey, learn how to earn $500 from your phone, and so just don't, stop it.
Yeah.
Right? Stop it. Because you need to, first of all, right, sit a question and answer period with someone, right? Because in my first coaching call with somebody, right, after we established we can work together, one of my first questions is, tell me the minimum number. What's the small number that's going to make a difference a month, right? The small number, because that's all them first, right? We're going to go, like I said, goals. So first, tell me about the small number. What small number will it pay? Maybe it'll, the car payment, insurance is a small number. And then I'm going to give you the exact strategy to get to that small number, right? And guess what? There's going to be no's included. There's absolutely going to be no's. But I'll say to this, because we're going to go through the whole conversation. We're going to go that. And then before we finish that first coaching call, and say, I love to dream, right? You gotta have a dream. So tell me if in your first year of doing something different, tell me a number that you would just be like, oh, this is the end of the moon for me. And for some people, believe it or not, it's under 100,000, right? And but when somebody says that, so somebody says 100,000, I say, okay, well, if I said to you, right, I will pay you 100,000 in the next year, but you have to get me 400 no's. Would you do it? Would you go get me 400 no's if you meant that was going to get you $100,000? Right? When you think about it, it starts to become fun.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, you can't. You can't get to 400 no's before you've made $100,000. Just how the math is, yeah. Right? But you have to listen. This isn't, like you said, this is an activity-based business. If you work as hard in your spare time as you did for your boss, right? You gave him half the energy. You'd be fine. You'd be fine. If you realize there's a difference when you sit down and you want to build online, and what an opportunity, what a time to be alive
right now,
where we have.
Right? It's amazing.
So
it's amazing.
But when you sit down, if you have your little, I'm going to do this for 15 minutes, and you have your exact agenda of what you're going to do, right? Don't get on with no plan, right? Break. If you know that listen, my life is so busy, I only have an hour a day. That's enough to reach your first goal. Right? And then Scott coaches, this is who I got it from, actually. If you have an agenda and a plan of my first 15 minutes are this, and 15 minutes of replying to messages, and 15 minutes, and 15 minutes, and 15 minutes, right? Because anybody on this call knows, if you get on Facebook without a plan, 20 minutes later, you're watching cat videos. You're like, what happened, right? And now 2 hours is gone. Great opportunity. Start with a small goal, but make sure, right? Okay, sidebar just a little bit. You would never, anyone would buy a franchise, anyone on this call, without examining the books of this franchise, okay? So that's why those, hey, earn $500 in 3 days on your phone and all that baloney, right? A real business person, man or woman, right, will sit down, questions and answer, and ask some questions, right? How long, get a person you're comfortable with, right? There's that relationship, there's that bond. If you're trying to out there to, I get this a lot, right? What can I say to get, and I say, if you try and coordinate a message for everyone, it will be heard by no one. There is no one thing you can say that everyone's gonna be like, oh, no. You ask good questions. You know before you speak to the person, because you've created a little relationship, a little give and take, right? What they're about, what their world's about.
Yeah, there's the couple, the one thing that keeps coming up, and this is something that I teach everybody I work with, is don't do telling and selling, do more asking and listening. Because a great, I'm not even talking about a great network marketer or entrepreneur, a great human being. If you think about, and I did a podcast about this, and actually a Facebook Live about treating your entrepreneurial endeavor when you talk to people as a first date. When you're sitting down with someone on a first date, your job is to get to know that person as quickly as possible to find some connecting points.
Yeah.
So you're not on there, talking about yourself. William, where are you from? What are some of your hobbies? What do you do for a profession? And, like, your questions lead to answers. So instead of telling and selling, you ask and listen. And the other thing that you said is tangible goals. And a lot of people, I ask that same question, what amount of money per month would make a huge difference in your life? And a lot of people say $250 to $500, because that $250 to $500 may cover the health insurance for their family. It may take care of a quarter of their mortgage payment. It may take care of their car payment. That helps people. So,
Oh yeah.
And if you see those things online, get rich quick. And I tell people, if you're going to do that, go down to the local gas station, grab some scratch offs, because you're going to have a better opportunity winning that way than doing something like that. So as far as the journey of an entrepreneur, William, let's talk about this, because everyone thinks that, it's easy and everyone can do it. Talk about, you've been in the game much longer than me. Talk about how entrepreneurship and marketing and network marketing was pre-2000, where there was really no internet marketing, there was no social media. And just explain to people how you used to have to build your business to the way that you can do it now. And it's not that it's easy, but it's really more available to more people than ever right now.
Okay, my heater kicked on in the background. I'm going to shut that off right here. 1 second.
So you guys can see while he's shutting off the heater, every entrepreneur is always on the same path and the same journey. It's just you're hearing it from different perspectives. So William, take us back in the day, pre-social media,
So,
pre-internet. What was it like back?
It used to be. I tell people it used to be beepers and smoke signals, right? I mean, are you kidding me? Right? It used to be me looking for a payphone because I was lost, right? And people saying, "Oh, it's go by the big rock that looks like a bear, and then you see a bear that looks like a rock." Hotel meetings, home parties. That's all we had, right? But we did it, right? We put in the work, right? Because why? Because we knew that residual income is key, right? High retention, high reorder, treating customers right, getting customers. You need customers, right? You need customers. A real business has customers, period, end of story, right? So yeah, it was 12 hours days. It was, leaving at 7 in the morning. It was, flying to Canada and, and across the United States, to meet with people. That's why I say the tools you have now, okay, it was learning about someone once I was in their home and scanning quickly pictures on the wall. Are they fishing? Are they skiing? Are their family? Where now, before someone friend requests you, or before your friend requests them, you go to their timeline. Here's their whole life. Here's their interests. Yep. Here's the movies they watch, the TV shows they watch. Here's the groups they're in, right? What? Like what? Oh, and by the way, and here's 3 Facebook groups for training, and and everything right in front of you, right at your disposal, we had to be, you know, detectives and, you know, and huge poster boards. You know, I come in your house with 2 suitcases, you know, setting up, you know, in homes and
You're moving in with them to learn a little bit about them.
right, right. So, and on that note, let me say something about this. So when people are talking smack about, you know, network marketing, oh, they're telling you to, you know, to build a contact list and this and that. Yes, you are. Yep, you absolutely are. But back then, right, the contact list was 1,000,000%, you know, who you knew, right? But now you better have a contact list, right? Because now you're going to meet, you know, you have the opportunity to meet 15 to 20 new people a day online, a day. So, you know, me, I'm still old school. I still have the composition book, right? I still have the composition book,
Oh,
right? But I know you.
my planner goes everywhere where I. Yeah.
But I know, right? You know, you young people can use, you know, contact management and, you know, all that stuff. But listen, if anyone talks smack about a contact list, I will gladly compare business reports with this person any day, every day, all day.
Yeah.
Right? You absolutely need, you know, to follow up, right? Know, you know, reach out because it's all about timing, right? And not everyone says yes right now, you know, and just understanding people. But compared to what this was in 2000, in 2001, right? Traveling, you know, gone all day, traveling, big suitcases, big presenter boards,
Different.
right? I remember when we got our first, you know, I wish I still have it, when we got our first little, you know, handheld flip chart, as opposed to the big one we had in the room. We were so happy.
And I'm sure you used to get paper checks mailed to you, and now,
oh yeah,
now they have direct deposit.
yeah. The only, okay, and this is funny, right? So as companies grow, so 2000, right? You know, they'd still do the trips and everything, but when we go, they would give us gifts, you know, like leather jackets and, you know, and you know, I mean, just really now, you know, because there's, you know, 3,000 of us, now they get a blender. We used to get like sets of luggage, you know, but now it's a blender.
The house, and now you're getting, you know, some new cutlery or something instead. So
Yeah, exactly.
So before we start to close out,
Yeah,
from all the people that you talk to, because we're both in the connecting business,
yes.
what's the number one roadblock you feel people have, that are stopping them from starting a network marketing opportunity, but also for those that are in, that are, I call them double dutching. They're in, they're out, they're in, they're out.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing that's holding people back from going all in with it?
Okay, couple of great points there. One point, right? The people that probably make me the most crazy are the people that are in multiple companies, right? Here's a physics lesson. Go try and sit on 2 seats, and you'll sit, and your ass will be on the floor. All right, that's it, and that's it, right? Right. Focus your energy, because here is all you have when you speak to someone. All you have when you speak to someone is authenticity, right? And who you are, right? So you're saying to someone, oh my goodness, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and beep, boop, 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 boop. And they go look at your timeline, and yesterday you were talking about this, and last week you were talking about that. You know, authenticity, that's all you have. No, like, and trust has not changed, but know and like, right? There's right, become very different online. That's why the biggest tool you have is right here, right? Go live. Let people see who you are,
Yeah.
right? Let the ones that are attracted to you come into your world. The biggest hurdle is because of all the get rich quick things. It's skepticism.
Yeah.
The biggest hurdle is skepticism. How you overcome skepticism is with what I call social proof, what everyone calls social proof, right? I have, in my business is whatever, I think like 8,000 people. So I say, here's 8,000 former skeptics,
Right.
right? Because right, because everyone is, and you're asking for a degree of trust. And if being a customer does not make sense to you, the business never will.
Yeah.
Business never will. If you would not, if you came in just from a business standpoint, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm going to say you're going to have a little more difficult challenge. Like some people will say to me, can I just do the business and not be a customer? No,
No,
because if you're not coming from a point of authenticity,
yeah.
I can't work with you.
Well, the other thing is you're never going to recommend a restaurant where you've never tried the food. You're not going to, well, I heard they have great steak. Go for it.
Right.
No, you want to,
right. Yeah.
People want to hear about the experience and the service and the ambiance,
right.
all of those things where people are like,
yes.
what? Yeah, I'm
yeah, I call it driving a Chevy and selling a Ford.
Right. It's not aligned. So last question. If you had to give one piece of advice to someone that we call the fence sitters, that are thinking about going into entrepreneurship or network marketing, what's one piece of advice you would give that person of why they should take the leap of faith?
Okay. I'm going to answer that in two parts. The first, you're going to hear this a lot, the why, right? People say, what's your why? Why you do why? To me, why is an acronym, and that acronym stands for what hurts you. What hurts you? So, and even when you have a job, right, there are things that hurt you. So I tell people, take on a piece of paper and write, I hate that I can't, and then down the paper, I hate that I have to.
Oh, God,
right?
I love that.
I hate that I can't spend more time with my children. I hate that I have to budget for groceries. I hate that I have to pay part of one bill each and every month, right? And I hate that I can't. I hate that I can't, go to dinner every week with my husband. I hate that I can't be at my. I hate that I can't pick my child up as soon as school ends, right? And you get those lists right now. That's what hurts you. You put that on your refrigerator and you look at it every day, right? And if the journey you're traveling on now, where you are right now in life, every decision you've made up to this point has put you where you are right now. If nothing changes, nothing changes, right? Nothing changes, nothing's gonna change. So you have to make that change. You sit down tonight and you write, what hurts you? And I hate that I can't, and you let that drive you. Now, my one piece of advice when you decide I'm gonna go forward and do this, short bursts of focused activity. What do I mean by that? Get up in the morning, right? I have to go back one thing. Tonight, before you go to bed, write down what you're going to do in the morning, right? I used to call that ordering the bread because I used to own restaurants. If you don't order the bread at night, tomorrow's going to be terrible because there's going to be no fresh bread, right? So anyway, lay it out. Now, short bursts of focused activity. Sit down and work for 60 to 90 minutes. Work, get it. Do something for a half hour. I guarantee you, right? And check, here's where I left off, okay? Okay, boom, I set my thing, I got my thing, I'm done. I'm right here. Here's where I'm at, I'm writing it down. Now go do something. Walk, get away, hit the gym, something. Clear it. I guarantee when you come back and hit it for that next 90 minutes, you'll be more productive than if you tried to plow through 3 straight hours.
I love it.
Right? Short burst of focused activity.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, again, I just wanted to say thank you. Just such love and gratitude for you and the friendship that we've been able to develop over the last year and a half or so. People come into your life for specific reasons, and obviously we're just discovering why we were brought together, strangely enough, through LinkedIn. And again, I just appreciate you taking the time, sharing your wisdom, because, again, our networks that we both have, sometimes they get tired of hearing us. So yeah, it's always good to bring another voice on where we may say similar things, but it's going to affect people in a different way. So just keep being you, my brother. Again, good luck in the next 10 days.
Always, yeah.
On the page.
Yeah, anytime, anytime at all, reach out. And for the people that because I'm tagged in this, so for the people that know me, watching me, Scott is amazing LinkedIn, right? Amazing LinkedIn. Reach out to him, private message, whatever. I personally recommend him. I have no financial obligation in this game whatsoever. He's just amazing. If you're looking to learn LinkedIn, this is the dude.
Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. So I'll let you get back to your day. Yeah. Tell your barber I said hi, and I'll tell mine that you said hi as well. And I will see you on Facebook land sometime soon.
Absolutely, my brother. Peace.
Take care, brother. So you guys can see that, again, everything that I preach and everything that I talk about, it gets regurgitated in different ways. So, someone like William, who's been in this game for much longer than me, but again, we're all plugging into the same information. We're all learning the same types of things. And when you really understand focused energy, having tangible goals, having social proof, being authentic and genuine with everything that you do, you will absolutely achieve everything in life. So guys, enjoy the rest of your afternoons. Again, William, thank you so much for joining me today. Love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.